everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Pooja. I'm a pharmacist, I'm a mom to my girl Coco, and somewhere in between refilling prescriptions and reading bedtime stories, I make videos about my life. This one's a little different though. No talking to the camera today, just me getting ready and thinking out loud. I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. Not a tutorial, it's not a haul, just an honest download of where my head's at right now, because I think we spend so much time showing the finished versions of ourselves online, the full face, the outfit, the caption that sounds like we had it all figured out. And I just wanted one video where you just get the process, my messy thoughts included. So let's start with something true. This past year humbled me in a way I did not expect. I built this whole identity around being the person who has it all together with soft discipline. They call it in my comments intentional, consistent, and a lot of that was real. But some days I'm just a woman putting on concealer with one hand while sending a work email with the other, hoping nobody on this call can hear my toddler screaming in the background, especially when I'm working my late night shifts. I think I needed to say that out loud before I could get into anything else. Now, I wanted to talk about some things that I hate, or I don't like using the word hate, but things that I strongly dislike. Let's get into it because I have been saving this list for a long time. I hate it when people ask, "So when's baby number 2?" Like it's small talk. It's not a small talk. That is a full paragraph of a question, and you're asking it while I'm holding a plate of appetizers, when I'm at a function, or if we're just hanging out as friends. Like, it's just not a question to ask. I hate notification badges, the little red circle with a number in it. I don't know if it's just me being like extreme, but I literally am so OCD that I need to have that all cleared out. And honestly, I hate whenever I'm looking at my emails. So that little red circle goes to my emails too. Like I'm one of those that actually categorizes their emails like crazy. Another thing that I hate is when a recipe says prep time 10 minutes and then one step in, it's like finely dice like 4 onions. And no, like as a mom, the 10 minutes is a lie. And recipe writers, they need to have more realistic expectations because I'm no chef. Like I'm a mom that has a toddler probably screaming in the background trying to follow a recipe that it's just not going to happen. And honestly, something else I hate is how much of my own piece I used to hand over to comparison. And it might sound crazy, but now that I'm making my own videos, I don't have enough time to watch a lot of other videos because I'm working full time. I'm working PRN as well. I am doing content creation and staying consistent across all 3 platforms. And I'm a mom. So now I just don't have the time to like spend like watching a lot of other videos and like hating myself. But I realized a lot that it is watching someone else's highlight reel and quietly deciding that my regular Tuesday didn't measure up. It just doesn't make sense anymore because even I am guilty of that, where I am out here like putting on my best face and then putting myself on social media. Like I am not going to go on there when I'm having a bad day and I'm crying and I just don't feel it because that's just not who I am. And lastly, something that I don't love is I hate how much of myself spent And I hate how I spent so much of my time judging myself whenever I started getting into fitness and into my health journey. I made one mistake or I missed a day at the gym, like today, because I decided that I wanted to sleep in. And I was so hard on myself. I was so mad at myself that I just really lost so much motivation. And now I realize that rest is also important. And honestly, that helps me keep going and do better. So yeah. Since I was just talking about fitness, let's go ahead and talk about fitness for a second because I know some of you have asked. I am not the person doing a perfectly choreographed gym routine set to a trending audio. my relationship with movement has been more like a slow rebuild. Especially after having Coco, my body did something incredible and also completely reorganized itself. And I had so much pressure to bounce back. But after a year of having Coco, I had made peace with the fact that bouncing back was never really the goal. But now I want to feel strong. And again, this year, I just want to be more motivated, more stronger. It's not about a number, but I want to be the most fit I can be for Coco. This year, again, like I mentioned, it's less about the number. Can I carry my daughter up the stairs without my back complaining? Can I keep up with her at the park? Can I get through a full shift on my feet at the pharmacy and still have energy left for my family at the end of it? That's the metric I have now. Function over aesthetics and strength over shrinking. And if you haven't seen it, but I have a video of me doing a 5K, and that is definitely not something that was a goal of mine, but it was something that I was able to accomplish this year. And a 5K probably doesn't sound like anything to a lot of you guys, but I didn't have the stamina for that, especially in the heat. No, I didn't. So I really want to make it a goal, and I want to speak it into existence that there'll be a day that I run a half marathon, and then maybe even more than that in the future. But I've been trying to move most days, even if it's just 15 minutes, even if it's a walk. And I use that time with Coco in the stroller and sometimes a podcast in my ears. I used to think if I couldn't do the full hour, there was no point in starting. But that mindset has quickly shifted, especially with how hot it is where I live. So I just try to get some movement in. Sometimes it's just in the garage. Like she's playing and I'm on the treadmill. Like it's totally fine. As long as I'm getting my movement in, I'm not judging myself anymore. Lastly, I want to talk about goals for a real second. I was the vision board type of person, and this year I want to be more present. I say this every year, but especially now that Coco really knows what I'm saying, I want to give all the time that I have with her, all of my mental capacity, and I want her to see me. So yeah, if you've called me and I haven't answered, it's because it's my time with Coco. And when I'm with her, I am not filming. I am not doing anything. Maybe I'll take a clip here or there with her like around me. But almost all the time that I have filming is either with her downstairs with my husband. Usually it's not when she's awake, like she's either napping or it's after her bedtime or when she's in daycare that I will be spending my time filming, because I just want to use all the time that I have with her and I want to be present with her. Honestly, it's not only with her these days. I want to feel present whenever I'm with my husband, with my family. It's something you have to keep choosing, especially when you work in a field where people's health genuinely depends on you paying attention. And then you come home and the people who need your attention, most are small and loud and endlessly patient. But I'm just trying to be a mom and I'm still learning. I want to build things slower and more intentional this year. So I'm trying my best to not chase a trend, more making things that actually feel like me. And if you've been here a while, you've probably noticed my content shift that way more already. It's not rather post less, and it's more about like finding hobbies that really speak to me. And I'm okay with trying a lot just to find something that I really love to do. This is a smaller goal, but it matters to me. I want to finish the bullet journal spreads I start. I have spent so many I have spent a lot of time making spreads and not even finishing the month out because I get so busy. But that used to be one of my biggest joys. And I feel like as I get older and as Coco starts to play by herself more, I'm going to have time to finish out those monthly spreads. And I'm really excited. Maybe it's not going to be as intricate as it used to be before, but I think I'm going to show you guys a lot more of that side of my life that I haven't really been showing you guys. Something that is not negotiable for me is the monthly letters that I have been sending Coco since she was born. I know that in the future, she will want to know what I was thinking at those times. Maybe she won't even read it, but maybe I will want to reminisce and see how I was feeling whenever she was that little. And I always ask my mom, and she always says that she just doesn't remember that time anymore because so many things have happened since then. And I really want to use it as like my digital journal. So I'm going to keep up with that for now. I want to shift the focus of this conversation a little bit more, and I'm going to talk about something more personal now. I think for a long time, I confused being needed with being valuable. And I think I just had this conversation with my brother-in-law, but as a pharmacist and as a mom, as the person everyone comes to when something's wrong, and there's nothing wrong with being reliable, but somewhere in there, I forgot to ask what I actually wanted, separate from what everyone needed from me, if that makes sense. Making this channel was honestly part of reclaiming that. It's the one space that fully is mine. Nobody assigned it to me. I built it because I wanted something. I wanted somewhere to think out loud and create something that was just for me first and for you second. So if you're in a season where you feel like you exist mostly in service of other people's needs, I see you completely. And I don't have a neat answer, but I will say that carving out even one small thing that's yours that nobody asked you to do can shift something in you that you didn't even realize was stuck. I know a lot of that was really deep, but that's just where I am at, honestly. I'm a little tired, a lot hopeful, still figuring out most of this in real time, whether that be personally, professionally, like as a mom. There's just so many things I'm still figuring out. And if I had to sum up this year in one sentence, it would be this: less proving, more living. I don't need this year to look impressive from the outside. I need it to feel honest on the inside. And if these two things overlap, sometimes great, but honest and real comes first. Thank you for sitting through this with me. If any part of this resonated, I genuinely love to hear it in the comments, whether it's the fitness part, the goals, or just the fact that recipe prep times are lying to all of us. I'll see you in the next one. But this was a look that I was doing for a girls' night. And like I said, I've been focusing on myself, focusing on spending times with my small circle of friends. I have realized that I love to give time to those who are truly committed to seeing me grow and truly committed to being there for me when I need them to be there. Like, I want to see them and I love to... No. These friends are more like family. They're there for me and they root for me. They want the best for me and they will call me out when I'm wrong. And that's what I want. I want friends like that. I want family like that. And I hope that you guys resonate with me in some of this, but please go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. It really does help me out a lot and motivates me to keep going and to keep showing up and to keep doing this, even though some days are hard. And I am very lucky that I'm able to do this, but I'm not going to lie, it's a lot of work. But I will show you the final look, and this is just me getting ready for a girls' night out. We went to RH house, RH rooftop, and I've never been to such a fancy place, but I loved it. We had a lot of fun talks. We had good food. Although there wasn't much vegetarian, we still had a great time. And I will show you the final look. Thank you. Okay, so we are about to have the most girl dinner of girl dinners. I am going to RH Rooftop for two of my friends' birthdays. So basically we're celebrating all the July girlies. And I have had this dress from ASOS for probably like a year now because I was going to take it to Europe last year and I never wore it. And so I am wearing this dress, and then I have my bag from Dragon Diffusion, and I'm going to be taking you guys along with me. We are going to RH Rooftop. There isn't a lot of vegetarian options, but there definitely is going to be a salad that I can eat, and there's going to be some fries. So call it a girl dinner, but that is what is happening. Let me show you my fit. This is the fit, guys. Isn't it so pretty? And my bag.